I also thought Drax just would be really funny with a kid.
I would watch that movie.
I would watch that movie.
Drax with a papoose and a child in it.
The strange human is doing.
I would watch. Why does it suddenly smell so bad?
Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game,
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's podcast, we talk about what is the most unusual food combination that actually works. Which Avenger would make the best babysitter? And lastly, if Disney World had a strip club, what would the name be? But first, we have a guest, John Timmers. Tell us, John, what are you drinking? And do you have anything you want to plug while we're here?
You know what, Travis? I'm so glad you asked me that second part. But the first part, I'll go ahead and with I've got this delicious red wine that I'm drinking.
Wow.
Good for you.
What a classy
out.
man.
We have it. It is a Chilean red blend of Cab Franc and Carmenere, and it is just massaging my taste buds right now.
Fucking nerd.
Nice. Good for you.
Love it.
And again, thanks for giving me a little bit of time to shamelessly plug my
All right,
brother's.
time's up. All right, now.
Dang it! Lost to the clock again. My brother has a Twitch channel that he's recently started. It's just lifted off the ground, and the channel is twitch.tv/Dandarin_. So that's Dandarin like Mandarin, but with a D. He is hashtag GamerDad, and he is going to be playing Last Epoch while walking on his treadmill desk while spinning original vinyl records. And he sort of mixes in a little bit of commentary about the game, commentary about the records that we're listening to, while getting to, like, I don't know, 70,000 steps a day or something like that.
What can't that man do?
Oh, I still have yet to find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, drop him a follow. Twitch.tv/Dandarin_.
Okay, wait, hold on. DANDERIN_.
Thanks for asking, Drew. It's DANDARIN_.
You said like Mandarin, and I didn't listen.
Oh, well, who's to say which kind of Mandarin I was talking about?
Excellent, found him.
Here we got him.
I'll send him a follow right now. There you
Oh,
go.
beautiful.
Look at that.
Oh, he's
One
live
more
right now.
Oh, is he streaming?
Yes.
Well,
Get him
on
on!
second thought, guys, I don't think I can do this tonight.
Yeah, actually, I'll keep him on in the background to boost his numbers. How about that?
Perfect. And off that, I will say, Rick Mattison, what you drinking?
I am drinking a fresh pressed tonight. It's by Wicked Weed Brewing, and it's my kind of alternate Blue Moon tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, it's not as fancy as your red wine.
Chilean.
Yes, your Chilean blend, but
Away from Chile.
still.
Rick, I think this is the first time in like a year you've had something other than a Blue Moon,
Or
a
my Long Island.
Modelo, or let's say margarita, and then a Long Island. I think you've had those four, some combination of those four for the past year. So for you to step out of your comfort zone, even though it's not far, I applaud you.
You know,
love to the wicked weed.
any great dancer can lose it by doing one of these. This is my home. But yes, and on that note, Ben, what are you drinking over there?
Thanks, Rick. So
You're
I
welcome.
went a Caribbean Mule tonight.
Ooh.
So it's a little spiced rum and ginger beer, even though the spiced rum is actually made in New Jersey, but we're gonna go Caribbean.
The Caribbean of
Drew,
New
what are you
England.
drinking?
Ooh, yes.
Exactly.
Well done.
I actually have a grapefruit and hibiscus cider from Potter's
Nice.
up in Charlottesville. I've been drinking a few other things. They're really, really good, like dry ciders, which is the only good kind of cider. Travis, what are you drinking?
Switching it up like Rick tonight, I'm going the Monday night slap fight.
Okay.
Great local brewery. It's got a fun name, and it's an IPA, and I like those. And it pairs really well
No.
some unusual food combinations.
No, it doesn't.
Hmm.
Gentlemen, there's been a lot of buzz on the internet recently. There used to be pineapple and pizza. Now I've seen a bunch of TikToks and shorts on honey and pizza, which we talked about on this podcast, but it got me thinking, what is the most unusual combination of food that actually works? And I'm going to jump out first tonight because I'm going for a little shock and awe, because in my research, I found one that I had not tried. And I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to try that. So I actually have, if you guys can see, a peanut butter and pickle sandwich.
Oh,
I
God,
saw that.
no.
Are you actually about to?
I'm actually going to try it right now.
I need-
I've never had it before.
Wow.
It's like, there's the pickles, there's
I
the peanut
appreciate
butter.
this
Live on the
there.
air,
research.
everybody.
We're doing it right here. I'm going to get close to the mic so you can hear the crunch.
I,
Right?
I hope it's terrible.
I feel like it is going to be okay because it's essentially
Oh,
like
I'm-
celery.
We
and-
did not hear
I'm
the
feeling
crunch.
shock and awe right now.
I'm shocked you're trying it. I'm not
Yeah.
really shocked about like what we're trying though,
Does it work?
because I feel like
I mean,
you just have to. If you like
It's
pickles, I
fine.
feel like you're gonna love it. If you don't, I feel like you're. not.
it's not like bad, but it's obviously not the greatest thing I've ever had in my life either. I'd give it like a.
On the does it work scale.
It
Yes.
works. I'd say it works.
Okay, so more of a binary
Okay.
scale.
So it's a one. Definitely
one.
one.
Yeah, it works.
It's a 1 from 0 to 1.
Is it the one that works the most?
I
Maybe
love the
not,
binary scale.
but it works. I'm
That's
gonna
hard.
sit here and enjoy this peanut butter and pickle sandwich while you guys talk about your ideas.
The
Because
bread's got to help with that. I don't.
I
Like,
mean,
I love
hold
pickles,
on,
but like,
we'll just
Wait,
do
so
it
wait,
for-
do you intend to finish this sandwich? That's
I'm-
what I want to know.
yeah, look, pickle and peanut butter.
Oh,
Pickle-
but son, you're not
and
really
pickle
finishing
chips.
this. So this
A
point, you
strong
just went
choice with
pickle
pickled
peanut
chips
butter on
as
it.
opposed to the
Alright.
spear.
Yeah, I was shocked by that too. I thought those were okay.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
As you said, it
wouldn't-
works. It doesn't necessarily.
if I was offered this for
doesn't
free,
necessarily
I'd be
spark
like,
joy.
sure. Yeah,
You're like, sure, free calories.
yeah. Why not? That's fine. I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I might. This might be my dinner. We'll see.
I hope not for your
Beautiful.
sake. I hope that's
Yikes.
not your dinner.
I had Chinese earlier. so I'm-
well,
Okay.
I'm gonna go next only because mine is kind of similar. Because this one was hard for me. When I like something, it becomes very much less unusual. So I try to think of like mainstream unusuals, like people that have like a full breakfast plate and they have like their syrup pit and their breakfast meats. Like, yeah, should it mix? No, maybe so, but it's amazing. So,
Not really that
but for
weird.
me, like Travis, I actually had a PB&J on my list, but it wasn't pickles. Something I've eaten since I was like 5 was taking sour cream and onion chips and putting them on PB&J. That was always a weird combination for me as far as like showing people and them looking at me strange. But I've eaten that since I was 5 years old, and it's amazing.
Is it specifically sour cream and onion on a PB&J, or is it any chip on a PB&J?
And great question. I've done it with barbecue. I've done it with Cheetos. I dare you to find a chip that does not work with a PB&J. So I'm going to go all chips with PB&J. It shouldn't
Wait.
work, but together they should be separate. But I'm saying you eat them together.
Yeah, what if you just use the potato chip as the starch of the sandwich instead of bread?
Interesting.
So you put the peanut butter on one chip, the jelly on another chip, you sandwich them together. Now you got a peanut butter and jelly chip
You know
dip.
what's? I was gonna say I feel like the bread adds like another layer. So like bread, basic, peanut butter and jelly, and then the crazier the chip honestly makes it better. So sour cream onion are very pungent, has a lot of flavor, like a barbecue or cheddar and sour cream. Those are amazing on a PB&J. So the heavier flavor on the chip kind of works with the bread and the sweetness of the jelly. All together works great. I haven't found one that I haven't liked yet.
I'm with Ben on this. I like I'm partial to salt and vinegar if we're going that route.
On
to-
PB&J
Oh
specifically?
yeah.
I mean, I like doing the crunch to any sandwich as well, but if we're going PB&J with chips on it, I like the salt and vin route.
Here's the question I have with that. Would we call that, Ben, you're alluding to this, would we call that unusual? 'Cause I feel like
I would
we've all
say
done
it
it.
is because we may have all tried it, but for me it's a staple.
Yeah, I would
Like I
call
had
it
one
unusual.
I
Okay.
had one for lunch yesterday. So
Just because
a
it's not
combination
unusual
that's
to
a
one
staple.
like to Ben doesn't
Mhm.
make it.
Well, no, I was saying,
Right.
Drew said he does it. I know I've done it multiple
I would
hundreds of
say
times.
have done it, but it's not something I seek
It's not
out.
standard. Standard would be the chips on the side, which in my mind makes it unusual.
Sure. I'd say it meets the requirements of being unusual. It's out of
Okay.
the usual.
That's fair. I'm like right there on the line, but I could be if there's no other answer, then maybe fine.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily the answer,
Okay.
but
What's
I
your
mean,
answer?
if you have problems with that one, like you're gonna vote mine right out because I don't think I don't think mine is It is on the 45 weird food combinations that are strangely good list according to visittravelers.com. Or excuse me, via travelers.com. So it at least makes that list. But to me, the tried and true French fries and milkshake
Okay.
/ French fries and ice cream, just it's great.
Absolutely.
Salty, sweet, and delicious.
I'm
was one
willing, if you want to vote it down, that's not unusual. Also okay with it, but
I mean, it's something that we all probably tried when we were growing up, but I
Love
wouldn't seek it out now. I don't think I hated it when I was a kid, but it would be unusual for me now. Absolutely.
Rebecca still seeks it out.
yes, you can't. You just can't order a Frosty. You order a Frosty and fries.
Right.
No, I said
think
milkshake
it's-
but
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
specific for me to a Wendy's like chocolate frosty.
even if there's a milkshake involved or a Blizzard from Dairy Queen,
Mhm.
you know, there's fries.
Yeah, I do appreciate that combination. That's honestly one of the first things that came to mind when I thought of this topic is like, you know what? All the time when you're at an NBA game, they're on the Jumbotron and it's always panning to somebody dipping fries in a milkshake. It's
Oh
like
yeah, brother.
The fries and the Coke one. Or no, it was the chicken tender and the Coke.
the chicken tender
That one.
in the
Sorry.
open.
Go look
Chicken
it up.
Tenders.
Big
Go look it up.
Sorry.
Yep.
Go down your rabbit hole, Rick. We'll talk to you in 5.
Yep, I'll be
Look
right
up
back.
Yep.
Chicken tender and
Rick,
Coke.
You've got
I don't know if
impromptu homework.
we.
The
I don't know
woman's
if we talk
actually
about this one.
she's pretty good looking. So you wouldn't it's not the person you would think to dip chicken tenders in Coke.
Yeah, something about a combination like that.
Wait.
You're expecting like an
What?
Igor or a Hunchback of Notre
Right.
Dame.
You would think yeah.
You're expecting the person's physical appearance to match the bizarreness of the food combination.
Right.
So you're
it
almost
does
throwing
not
off
match.
extra by having like a conventionally attractive person eat some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's my favorite takeaway from the night.
I can't remember
Almost
if we've
compounds it.
mentioned this one before, but the guy who used a straw to poke a hole in his hot dog
Oh my gosh.
and then
What
used
is
that
wrong
as a
with
straw.
him?
I literally just saw that GIF again like yesterday on Reddit. Came back around. And I was like, I just
Ooh, they
don't
even call her
understand.
slicking fingers.
How
This is
Oh,
fantastic.
I hate that.
John,
This is
well,
fantastic.
Rick's looking it up.
Speaking
what's
of
your take?
Strip clubs.
What's
Sure.
your
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah. So speaking of slicking fingers, no. So before I get into my pick, and unfortunately there will be a little bit of redundancy yet again with one of the ingredients, but before that, I want to actually throw some love to a regional unusual mix that is extremely prevalent and popular in the Midwestern United States, particularly
I'm gonna
Chicago.
die.
Having lived in Chicago for 4 years, I feel the need to draw everyone's attention to the Garrett mix or the Chicago mix, which is popcorn that is half cheddar powder and half caramel
Mhm.
corn. And
Okay.
man, those Midwesterners just love that stuff
It's-
like crazy. And I hadn't really seen it until I lived there. So shout out
That's-
to Garrett mix.
I have not
I
had
didn't know
that.
it had a name.
I've
It's
had
kinda-
the try bucket, and I've definitely taken a handful of each. So I probably inadvertently had the Garrett mix, but I don't think I've ever had it intentionally. Sounds good.
Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty common thing to do if you're having flavored popcorn. And but yeah, they sell bags of it in Chicago, and it's got both flavors in a single bag, and so it's almost an institution. That little trick.
Right,
But,
you're gonna have
so-
to get your,
Way
you're
to
gonna have to get your
local
pick out here
breweries,
real
too.
quick because Rick's about to bust. So throw out your pick. and then
Okay,
we
so here's my
gotta
pick real quick. So little shout out to the Chicago mix. And the second one is in my college town, there was a pub that had a burger on it called the Braveheart, because whoever ordered this burger was so brave and courageous and adventurous. And all it was a hamburger with peanut butter on it. And it had everything else. It had bacon and tomato and lettuce, but it had their homemade peanut butter on it. And, in South Georgia, that's thrown everybody for a total loop. But I had it, got it one night, and I got to say, a really solid burger.
It's really not so.
Yeah, it's two savory things.
Peanut butter.
It's definitely it's unusual, but I don't think it's unheard of in the South, where we have the Elvis burger, where it's the peanut butter and banana on the burger.
That's right.
So
that's fair.
I'm noticing a trend that us in the South and peanut butter, we have a bit of a problem.
Shout out Jimmy Carter.
Peanut butter kind of bridges that gap too, though, because you use it in like Thai cooking, and it's like it can be.
It's the universal
or savory.
Yeah, peanuts.
Lubricant.
All right, Rick.
100%.
Rick, your thoughts on Slickin' Fingers?
I love this quote from SB Nation. I'm never gonna be one to yuck someone's yum. Chase your bliss, follow your dreams, dip your chicken in whatever liquids you deem delicious. But I also had to know more about the person who does this. Okay. Good for her. Apparently she does it at all the sporting events, even at the US Open. Good for you. Dip your chicken finger in your soda. So I'm gonna take this back to my pick, and then I'm gonna come back to this. So, like, when I'm dipping my French fries in my milkshake, there's not normally trace amounts of my French fries in the rest of my milkshake.
Mm-hmm. You might get one broken off.
Yeah, maybe one, but it's at surface level.
Dip. Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. It's once we get past the layer, if you want to say, it's gone. Fried chicken tenders in my drink. Again, I have not dipped my chicken tenders in my drink, so I haven't done the research, but I feel like, what do you do with the rest of that? Are you really drinking that? Like,
Rick, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
If there's all that chicken floating around in it,
that's a treat. That's a treat for the bottom of your drink.
It's all gonna end up in your stomach anyway.
But you don't think about that
when you eat.
Stop it. I have so many questions. I want Slickin' Fingers here right now. Not necessarily that I kind of hate what you're doing, but I just need to know, do you drink it? Like, do you drink the rest of it? Or do you set it aside? I mean, I guess we could say she's probably not going to finish the drink anyway, because let's be real, do they ever?
God,
they really don't. Cups are all over the place. Anyways, I digress.
Anyway, sorry. Drew.
Mine is kind of regional as well. Well, I mean, it is originated very regionally, but it's made its way kind of across the states, but a little controversial. The apple pie with cheddar cheese on top of it, like a slice of cheddar on there, warmed up. It's like native to Vermont, I think.
Men in Black.
And it has made its way to other parts, but I have had it many times, and it is absolutely delicious. You get a little bit of salty kind of gooiness with the cheese, with the sweet apple pie underneath. It's got to be a really good apple pie, though, for it to be worth it.
Naturally, but the cheese can be sort of mediocre.
I mean, you throw a Kraft single on there, you're good. But
cheddar makes it better, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, cheddar
makes it better.
It's got to be Vermont cheddar if you're going to go for the whole experience.
Yeah. So our list of unusual food combinations are pickles and peanut butter, chips in a PB&J, the Braveheart peanut butter and hamburger, the fries into the shake, and apple pie and chip. What's the most unusual combination of food that works?
Travis, I'm going to go with the pickles.
Pickles and peanut butter.
I was gonna eliminate the pickles.
Listen, if it works as binary, they all work. So we have to come down to what is the most unusual, and I think pickles and peanut butter is the most unusual.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. If that's what we're,
I would consider it the most unusual.
I think we,
out of all of them, but yeah,
decided it had to be binary.
We didn't, but we suggested it, and I think that's what John was suggesting, and that's why I accept his suggestion. And so I'm going to perpetuate that suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the binary was on the scale of on the does it work scale.
Right.
Criteria number 1 is unusual. Criteria number 2 is it still works. And the scale for it does it work is yes or no.
Final verdict. Are we going? Rick, are you leaving camp for chicken fingers and soda?
I'll leave camp for that, or or yours, Travis.
Okay.
Because to me now we're chasing most unusual.
If we're going most unusual, I'll go with yours, Travis.
Okay.
Opening up pickled things with peanut butter, maybe not.
And you brought it.
And I brought
it. Good for you. You were willing to do a live research.
I saw it. I was like, I have an opportunity to do this live. I'm doing it live.
Yeah, extra points
for
the
although I want to send you the website where it has the list of 45, and now each week instead of a bottle review, I want you to just do a does it work or not work?
But that one I didn't really have to cook or do a whole lot of work for. I had pickles and peanut butter.
I trust you. I understand. I understand.
We'll TBD on that one.
If we ever get sponsored, then I'm gonna need someone to cook Travis the weird
there you go,
just so I can know.
The next time I go grocery shopping, I'll make sure to stock the house for that kind of stuff, as well as the babysitter that's coming over.
All right,
I'm not giving it to you.
No,
terrible fucking segue.
That was a
I didn't
segue?
even. I missed it. I missed your first one, and I missed this one.
It's okay.
I don't even know what the second topic is. I don't
it's
even.
The babysitter Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I get it.
The babysitter. I worked it in there, gentlemen. For our listeners, if you've listened to the podcast long enough, you know that I have children, and I'm in need of a babysitter. And I was thinking, I can't find a good one. Who would I want to be my babysitter? And I was like, you know what? Which Avenger would make the best babysitter? And before anyone goes, we had a little pre-discussion about what qualifies as an Avenger.
That was not part of
we don't know where that line is.
A pre-conversation.
And so we're going to basically just do it a case-by-case basis. I think it's got to be somewhere between Captain America is Avenger, Thanos not an Avenger, right? That's a pretty clear delineation there.
If that's the line, then
we don't where the line is. We'll take it case by case. So who thinks they have
50-50?
Who thinks they have the best avenging babysitter?
Oh, I got the best.
Go. Do it, John.
All right, so I'm just gonna come out hot and just really bend the line on this one. And I'm gonna say my definition of an Avenger is got their own movie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say the Guardians of the Galaxy, even though that is multiple people, because just look at the job they did with Baby Groot. Okay, they shepherded and protected Baby Groot and involved Baby Groot and their affairs, their galactic affairs, crime fighting. So Baby Groot not only was protected and safe, but learned a little bit all along the way, and maybe enjoyed a little bit of its own growth and identity building. So
would you say, though, it's gross negligence for them to allow a small sapling to get involved in intergalactic warfare and battles and such, though, in the first place?
I wouldn't say it's gross negligence. I would say it would be gross negligence if it was something that the sapling was unable to handle. But when trying to grow as a person, it's all about sort of pushing the boundaries of just where you're capable. And so I saw that Baby Groot was highly capable of handling every situation they were put in, as shown by Baby Groot's ability to even assist in certain escapades.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like if you guys have ever babysat, when you let your kid like order the pizza, you're allowing them to try new things, and they have the ability. It's what they were doing with Baby Groot.
Absolutely, like the Baby Groot holding a blaster and shooting an alien. Yeah. That's Baby Groot's ordering a pizza.
Step.
I'd be willing to say that they did not babysit him at all. And he was fully capable of, once he was in the pot and could grow, he was fully able to take care of himself. And they may have actually, to his detriment, kept him away from, I don't know, maybe a source of energy being a star or sun to be around for photosynthesis purposes, and may have actually stunted his growth.
Well, all I can rebut to that is the fact that Baby Groot did eventually grow up fully into adult Groot. We also don't really have any evidence that Baby Groot grows through photosynthesis. We're just assuming that it's a earthly tree. And, Baby Groot started in a pot, ended up on legs.
True. He needs some sort of soil to start, though.
Yeah,
we know that.
And I would attribute his success. I'm saying he for Baby Groot. Baby Groot's success of growing big and strong enough to in the soil, provided by, I'm assuming, the Guardians of the Galaxy, to develop its strength enough to climb out of the pot.
If you had said Rocket, I might be more inclined to give it to you, but
I would not. Rocket's a terrible decision.
Right, yeah,
it's like the worst.
Rocket crossed my mind, but I was like,
he cared about Groot more than anybody.
No, but overall, Rocket was so self-involved. Like, out of all of them, he was the one that discounted everybody else around him more than anything,
except Groot.
He did take a shine to Groot. It was like the first thing outside of himself that he cared about.
If Rocket had to babysit baby Peter Quill, that's a bad mix. But if we're going for the baby Groot one, if he takes a liking to the kid, maybe it's okay.
Very fair.
Who's got another answer? Move on.
I'll go because I went a little bit different. I went. I don't know, because it was creepy. So I went as I tried to do this like, okay, I need babysitting. Which Avenger is going to be able to take care of me? Which one's going to be the best? Because if you're hiring a babysitter, all kids are different. You're probably looking for one that's going to, interact or bond with your kid. So number one rule of babysitter: don't lose the kid. I feel like that's pretty important. So I went Thor for two reasons. A, Thor can transport anywhere in the multiverse. All he has to do is say a guy's name, and boom, he's there. So you're going to be able to find the kid. But the two actors that played Thor, Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth, are two of the most attractive actors of all time for men and women. If you're being babysat by them, if Natalie Portman's babysitting me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay next to her the entire fucking time she's babysitting me. So in my opinion, Thor overall is going to be the best babysitter. They can find me if I'm lost, but let's be honest, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so you're using Natalie Portman's attractiveness as a reason why she's a good babysitter, because you would personally want to stay next to her.
And she can transport anywhere and find me anywhere. Yeah,
sure. But that's with Heimdall's help. Am I?
All she has to do is say Heimdall. She doesn't even have to she doesn't have to call. All she has to do is say his name. Fucking Heimdall.
If you had made the argument that Thor could use Mjolnir to keep baby pinned down in one spot, I'd be like, okay, there's some logic.
That's a terrible babysitter.
No, it's not.
Awful baby. You're you're literally crushing a baby.
You put the hammer on.
The baby could be tethered to the
he
hammer.
Can control it.
Did you not see how the hammer crushed Loki?
You don't put
it on top of Loki.
The baby could be tethered to the hammer.
Yeah,
it's like you tie the baby
on child safety lock.
Yeah,
right. It's like tetherball. And the baby is the ball, and the hammer is the pole.
Babysitters that put the kids on a leash. I'm not okay with that. That's not okay. That's a bad babysitter. Get them to trust you. Get them to stay with you without the leash.
No. So here's the thing. Coming from the parent perspective, if you're the babysitter and you want to use a leash on my kid, that's fine. Your job is to make sure my kid is fed and does not get lost. And you don't know my kid as well as I do. If you need to use a leash and that's your method, and it's like, that's fine. Like, don't take him to, I don't know, Disney, because that's just a bad idea in general. But like that, yeah, use a leash. Go for it.
Although Avengers owned by Disney, I should point out.
They are. And this is where I want to throw my character into the ring. And I am on that line of, is this an Avenger? Because that was the prompt. I would say so far the Guardians are Avengers. They're like next door neighbors to the Avengers, but I'd say they're Avengers. Some of them probably in the comics came in and out. Thor, obviously Avenger. He was already mentioned. I want the person that can see everything going on at all times and can actually do the transporting. Give me Heimdall as the best babysitter. He can see the kid. No, he doesn't need the leash because he knows where the kid is at all times. And if the kid gets away, he can just transport there or transport the kid back.
Okay,
Problem
so
solved.
But
then
can
the
Heimdall
question
transport?
is Heimdall an Avenger?
I'm disqualifying Heimdall as an Avenger.
And can he transport, or can he just control other people's transports?
He can transport.
I've never seen him transport.
He can transport himself.
He can transport the kid.
I guess we did see his son transport. So I guess
he goes to Midgard. I think Heimdall goes to Midgard at some point.
If the prompt had been a good guy in the Marvel universe, I would have given it to you. But Heimdall is he's
an Asgardian.
I think he's a support.
He's from
I'm
part of the support team.
I'm willing to accept that. It was one of those like, this fits way too well. I have to try.
Fair.
And if it's called out immediately, that's fine. If he's not an Avenger, I'm gonna go double check though. Is Heimdall an Avenger? But so someone else can go. Well, I looked this up.
I'll go. I'll throw my controversial take out there. John, I appreciate you trying to basically it sounds like you're looking at resumes, and I appreciate that, because I also looked at resumes, and you want someone who's done the job, right? Like, there's only a small selection of Avengers who have babysat successfully, I might add. And I would say this babysitter saved the universe because they were able to babysit Tony Stark, and therefore make it where we are able to save the existence of mankind. So there's only one right answer. Pepper Potts. Give me that as the best babysitting Avenger out there.
Okay.
Okay, and I would say that Pepper Potts does qualify as an Avenger due to receiving her own suit, and I think having a comic.
She at least has a comic.
She doesn't have her own movie though.
Correct.
I don't think that's a great.
Doesn't have.
But I still think the Guardians could be considered Avengers regardless of movie. So
sure. Pepper Potts is solid.
It's solid, and not only did
submission.
she babysat Tony Stark for years, she also babysat her daughter for years. So, and then she
no,
had to become,
no, she didn't.
And then
she did not babysit her daughter. She was a mother to her
That's
daughter.
parenting.
That's just parenting.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point.
No, it's very different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the specific line. Well, okay, but by that token, is it then babysitting if it's your spouse? Or is that just
they got married? It was not. There were
can babysit
several
your spouse,
occurrences where they
can't
were
babysit
not
your kid.
married.
I guess it was adult sitting.
That's
But if you can't babysit your kid because that's parenting, then how can you babysit your spouse if that's just marriage?
Well, because they weren't always spouses.
They weren't always married. Okay.
That is the
So
line I'm saying. Pre-Avengers Endgame, it was babysitting.
Future topic idea: define babysitting.
No one said it had to be a baby.
It's true. We just said babysitting.
Right. Yeah. Babysitting can refer to things that are not babies, potentially humanoid trees.
Right.
All right, Drew.
Have you gone?
Rick, I'm kind of glad you went first, because my initial pick is Tony Stark as Iron Man. So I'm glad, because it kind of lends some credence towards mine. Worst case scenario, you put Tony Stark as a babysitter, and you've got a man with billions of dollars and cool toys to keep it occupied.
True.
If it gets out of hand, he can literally just put it in a suit and like put it in safe mode, child protective locks, like we said earlier. Best case scenario, you've still got Pepper there to kind of rein him in with whatever. I still, to this day, and I know like we're kind of including the movies in this, but was it Iron Man 3 where he crash landed with the kid?
Yeah.
And like to this day, so those scenes between him and that kid and just like giving him sass and stuff, because he basically is a giant kid. So who would you rather hang out with and have to protect you than this incredibly intelligent person who is also basically a child at heart?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had written Iron Man as was one of the first ones I wrote down. I definitely see the virtues of Iron Man baby.
I didn't want to go that basic, but Rick kind of made up my mind for me with the the pepper pots. My backup would have been Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because he's a teenager. I mean, that's what most babysitters are.
Yeah.
That, and he's also like kind of the, forgive me for saying this, but like the lower tier, like he's the street city superhero.
Get
like,
the comments.
So in the he's considered like, you know, the people's, not like intergalactic
people's champ,
you know, superpower type of
friendly
superhero
neighborhood Spider-Man.
Exactly.
I like
so he's not getting into shit that's, you know, destroying planets often.
I actually like the Spider-Man pick better than, say, the Tony Stark pick, just because he's got the Spidey sense. He can catch him. He can throw a web out to catch the kid. He might be a little, I'll say ADD, whatever, you know, just kind of out there. And he may just have to like, hey, kid, stay here, and then go jump out the window to, you know, stop a bank robber, which isn't ideal. But like,
and then you just web the kid to the wall,
right? And then you leave. It's probably not ideal, but it's not bad.
I would say Spider-Man might have a tendency to be a little distracted by his fledgling romance with MJ.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
I'm noticing that a lot of your babysitting tactics, between, you know, sticking a kid to a wall and putting them on a leash, are questionable at best. I don't know if I'm going to go.
No, what is questionable about any of that? As a kid who was raised on a leash.
A leash kid.
Okay, well,
so many questions.
Get him, leash
now
kid.
we know it's bad.
There's a reason that Pack and Plays and Baby Gates and the jumpy things exist. It's to keep the thing in one place for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah,
well,
sometimes I just got to
they exist because both parents work now. And
go take a dump.
That's a commentary about the economy. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna...
Wow. Anyway, so if in my brief research, Heimdall is not an Avenger for the same reason as Pepper is a babysitter to Tony Stark, I would like to submit Wong as a babysitter to Doctor Strange.
Who
interesting.
Is Sorcerer Supreme and has his own little place, you know, way out wherever, and it can be secluded, keep him away from danger. He's got the cool little rings, chicken sling, whatever, chicken sling ring, and
slicking rings,
slicking rings, slicking chicken.
I don't know.
I like Wong.
I would accept Wong as an Avenger.
Yes.
Like honorary Avenger, but I do not think he would be the best babysitter, because his job as Sorcerer Supreme, and he's got some secrets, man. Like there were some times where he showed up in movies he was not supposed to be in because he was doing some weird stuff. And I just feel like he's got too much on his plate.
You know what they say? If you want something done, give it to someone who's busy.
You know, Wong could help your kid with this
even homework. A child.
Yeah, Wong's probably the most well-read Avenger. I mean, he's like literally in an entire movie where he just worked in the library, so he could help your kid with his homework.
He's a disciplinarian as well. He can help, you know, whip my kid into shape. I'm all for that.
Teach him magic.
Teach him magic. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
All right. So our list right now is the Guardians, Thor, Pepper Potts, Tony Stark, and Wong. Which Avenger would make the best babysitter? Anyone willing to leave their camps?
I'll leave because I don't think I'm getting much love for my argument on Thor.
Ooh,
actually really
out a little longer.
No, because I actually really like the Wong pick, and that was kind of a late addition. But I'm a fan. I mean, Wong's wicked smart, and like when I was babysitting growing up, I always had to help kids with their fucking homework. I feel like Wong would be good with that. So that is a big thing for babysitters, to make sure that kids do their homework. I'll jump on the Wong train. I like that.
I don't know if I'm necessarily ready
to
leave
the episode, the Wong train.
I'm gonna jump
leave
on the
a camp
train.
yet, but I am ready to
technically could be a Disney strip club.
There we go.
We're getting there.
Technically Disney. Let me write that down.
I don't know if I'm willing to go with all of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, we're not picking a Babysitters Club. If you're willing to pick
I'm not paying all the Guardians.
a person from the Guardian of the Galaxy, I might be willing to side with you. But the group, yeah, I'm not hiring 8 people.
I'll let Timmers pick one of the Guardians to see if he can't get someone to.
The problem with picking one is Rocket really only showed that kind of spectacular babysitting prowess to one organism, and really looking at Quill and Drax and et al.
Nebula and Gamora.
Pick one.
At the base level,
I'll leave camp for Wong.
The Avengers. No, Wong
Yes!
is absent-minded.
Travis does not get to win all of these.
I'll leave camp.
Wong
That's
is
3.
absent-minded. He can
No, he's
barely control Doctor Strange at the best of times.
Dude,
The
Doctor
only
Who
Strange-
was
reason that
Sorcerer
he's so-
Supreme at one
Well,
point.
I-
That's-
so-
The
Doctor
only
Strange
reason
gave
that he
up
was Sorcerer Supreme
Look,
is
look,
for
because
Wong.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but you can't. Tony Stark also absent-minded. Like, yeah, I agree with your other points of like
He's-
saying he has the toys and all that.
more whole, I feel like, than Wong would be at
Look,
that
the
job.
Pepper Potts is the best answer. Like, the fact that no one's jumping to me,
Okay.
it's annoying to me. But I'm not hiring the Babysitters Club for Tremors, so I can't pick
If you
that.
go for
Sure.
Iron Man, you get
Yeah.
Pepper Potts in the
Timmers.
mix.
No, you don't.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I'm not
I will
hiring
say-
Babysitters
you get
Club.
Iron Man.
because I can't pick one of the Avengers, and it's a fair to say that you can't hire them all. I'll leave camp for Iron Man.
Oh shit, that just made this so much more
It's still
complicated.
it's 3 and 2. It's not
Yeah.
complicated. We have an odd number now.
Oh,
but
Rick went Wong.
I do
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Wong.
Yeah, I gotta
but
go
I'll
Wong
go.
over Iron Man.
I don't
I'll
like
side with
Wong
Iron
for
Man.
it.
Wong. It's
Got
Wong.
too much shit in multi-dimensional spaces going on, man.
All right, I'll leave and go to
But
rescue.
you can. But that's what I mean. You could just put the kid in the glass, whatever. You just put him in one dimension, leave him there, safe. He's fine.
Then you get a whole America thing going on, and
They won't know.
she just started skipping dimensions.
Yeah, but they won't know.
Fine.
Rick, was your pick Pepper originally?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll switch and go to rescue Pepper I'll instead of Wong because I'm good with that one.
Okay.
So will anybody
I'll-
else go rescue Pepper Potts?
I'll
I'll
flop
go
for
back to
Pepper.
Pepper if I'm
Okay.
If it means
Then
Wong doesn't
rescue
get it,
Pepper Potts.
I will flop
No.
for Pepper.
Wong
They were
already
they were
won.
1A, 1B to me.
Nope.
Wong already
No.
won. We had 3
No.
votes for Wong. The
We
No,
poll
we
was
have-
closed.
We have not had a bad
Nope.
segue yet, so we're still on this topic.
Also a fair point. Also a fair point.
We talked about the Wong train already. All aboard the Wong train.
Like, we
That's
should-
our segue.
We can title the episode, but
Topic's not closed until the second.
what an interesting rule for the podcast that I really appreciate.
That we've never had before. There's no precedent.
Right.
No precedent. This.
Hey,
Ugh.
Travis, this is our podcast, and
Shut your whore mouth.
Podcasts are living, breathing organisms. They're gonna
Yes,
change.
that
okay?
is
They're gonna change.
They're gonna evolve, Mom.
I'm not. I'm not actually. If no one was gonna go Wong, I was gonna go Pepper. So I'm okay.
Hey.
All right.
Right, Pepper Potts it is, but like after Wong. So
AKA rescue.
Wong and Pepper.
Is that the name of your strip club?
Wong.
Wong, Pepper, Wong, I don't know.
Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach.
Gents, Disney Strip Club. What's the name? I want to hear names. Let's just jump right into it. Who's got names for the Disney Strip Club?
I've got names. I'll go.
Go, John.
All right. Bare necessities.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Great name.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank
wow,
you.
was not on my list. Adding it to my list.
Great
Potential
I give
future
up.
endeavors.
That's not even my favorite one.
That's so good.
But it's my second favorite one. I also have thumpers.
Okay.
That sounds like a strip club.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Exactly.
sure does.
For
And,
the furries.
My personal favorite, the magic carpet.
Oh, fuck you. I had that one too, except I did magic carpets.
Fair enough. And I'll give the credit to my beautiful fiance Sydney for coming up with that one last night.
Nice.
But bare necessities, all mine.
Tell Sydney she picked the worst one.
I'm gonna hop out there then and throw a couple.
Well, let's just do throw like 3 or 4. Just go.
I'll do
we'll whittle it down.
A Whole Nude World.
Excellent.
Nice.
Pleasure Island.
Sure.
Ooh, okay.
That's good.
A little off key. And then Booty and the Beats.
Booty and the Beats.
Oh yeah.
If it's a dance club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it's the kind of strip club where they, dance.
Yeah. This one might be a little controversial because I think you could only do it on native lands, but Poke a Hot Ass.
That actually crossed my mind.
Nice.
I'm a little ashamed about that one, but I think if I'm gonna throw one out there, A Whole Nude World would be my.
I like that.
Favorite. Yeah, strong.
Okay.
Strong wordplay.
Nice. Okay, I'll jump out there. I kind of separated mine, men and women. So did Lady and the Tramp Stamp.
Mm-hmm.
I did Tinker's Bells. When it came to men, I did Woody's.
Nice.
I like that one.
And then
To Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah. And then Mufasa's Pride Cock. Like Pride Rock. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I also had Pinocchio's Stiff Lie.
These are like perfume flavors or something.
Right. They're musk.
What are you wearing today, Pinocchio's Stiff Lie?
So I had Steamboat Willies.
Strong.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Classic too.
Mickey Mouse Gentlemen's Clubhouse.
Sure.
Disney's Nuts.
Disney's Nuts.
Yes.
Okay.
Disney's Nuts.
Disney's Nuts. I don't like that last one, but Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse Gentlemen's Clubhouse was
Okay. Strong.
Rick.
Dude, I got nothing for this one. So
You had like an hour.
I'm very proud to what everyone did on this one.
I'll also throw one more honorable mention that I have.
Yeah.
Or I have 2 honorable mentions. That is just Neverland.
Yeah.
And Nottingham. Like with naughty, but Nottingham.
Okay.
Okay, so just to recap all of them, we've got the Bare Necessities, Thumpers, Magic Carpets, Whole Nude World, Pleasure Island, Booty and the Beats, Poke a Hot Ass, Lady and the Tramp Stamp, Tinker's Bells, Woody's, Mufasa's Pride Cock. Is that right?
Woody's.
Okay. Woody, I said Woody's.
Mufasa's Pride Cock. Yes,
And
It was a crossover.
yeah,
Woody's Mufasa's cock.
Woody's. And then Steamboat Willie's and Mickey Mouse Gentlemen's Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm stuck between Bare Necessities and Thumpers, man. They both sound like strip clubs. Like they really do. Like somebody would actually have that out there.
Thanks, man.
Rick already voted for Bare Necessities. Drew.
I don't want to jump camp. I'm still going Whole Nude World.
So I think just because Rick didn't come prepared, who's shocked? Bare Necessities is gonna win this one, which I'm totally fine with. Gentlemen,
Huge.
it's time for last call. Gentlemen, we're doing another How Well Do You Know the Bar Banter podcast last call. Tonight we're going to do How Well Do You Know Ben? Our topics tonight are going to be movies, TV, games, sports, and hobbies. We're going to try to guess one of Ben's top 3 to top 10 of each of these categories, and we'll do some points during, and we're going to see who knows Ben the best. Ben, take it away.
Sweet. All right. So if you guys get the top tier, it's 3 points. Middle tier, 2 points. Bottom tier, 1 point. There's 1 or 2 general categories that if you get the specific, I'll give you an extra point, but it really didn't come into play here. Most of my stuff is pretty specific. So 3, 2, 1. But Travis, top 3 movies, or name 3 movies out of my top 10. What you got?
Okay. You're going to have to work with me on one of these.
Okay.
You mentioned the last time we did this, literally, you couldn't stop saying Maximus Decimus Aurelius, so I'm going Gladiator. You've mentioned this movie as well, Pitch Perfect. And then this might be 1 movie. This could be 100 movies. I'm not 100% sure, but I just put Dwayne The Rock Johnson. because you won't shut up about him. So he's gonna be in one of your top 10. That's my pick, though.
Are you gonna name a movie?
Nope. It's
Okay.
just all of his movies.
You may or may not get a half point for that. Okay,
I'll take
Rick. Rick, what you got?
Give me Dodgeball, Pitch Perfect, and then also Gladiator.
John?
So I also have Dodgeball, and I went all comedies. So I'm going to go Austin Powers, and I'm going to go specific for extra points. So I'm going to say Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Ooh, I would have gone Spy Who Shagged Me.
Fair. Honestly, it was a gamble, and I'm going to say Heavyweights based on the amount of quotes.
Old school.
I like that one.
Drew?
I hate to be
Do it, copycat.
the one to follow the pack, but Gladiator, Pitch Perfect, and Dodgeball.
Yes, Drew. Yes.
So this is really funny. And this was going to be the hardest category out of all, I promise. Because if you guys know me, I love movies. You all got 0 points across the board.
You're a liar.
I don't believe that.
I just agree.
Oh, I
You
had Men in Tights.
You
Dang
didn't
it.
even get honorable mentions.
No. The rundown has The Rock.
That's true.
All right,
I get at
Travis
least
got a half.
Ooh,
a
Travis
half-
got a
I will
half
take
point.
my half point.
Wow.
I disagree with everything I'm seeing right now.
So you can just say an actor?
No.
No, not really.
No.
If it comes to Travis winning by half a point, then he's gonna tie. But I mean, I'll give it to him for now. So
Gotcha.
Actually,
Yeah. And frankly, Rundown would have been my rock movie that I would have picked for you.
Not
but I
Walking
didn't.
Tall.
I wasn't.
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall is amazing.
you literally never talk about any of these movies.
Dude, I never.
You've never said one word about any of these movies.
Why don't you tell me what
Movies is my
Robin Hood
thing.
is
Movies
like?
is my favorite thing in the world. Have you seen? You haven't seen my collection of movies. You've never been.
I know, and you're a different
John,
generation than me.
John, you've seen my collection of movies. How
Yes, I
massive
have.
is it? It's incredibly massive.
It's
Ben.
massive.
Ben, why don't you
has
tell the audience what movies are on here?
Oh yeah, it's a good call. So top tier, Ace Ventura's. I put them both together because they're the best movie of all time, both of them. Robin Hood Men in Tights and Grandma's Boy. Those are my top tier. Second tier, role models. Love me some Paul Rudd. Ready Player One, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, classic, won't go out of style. And then Grown Ups. Bottom tier, Moneyball, The Rundown. There's your rock plug. And then The Replacements.
I should have said
gotta have some Keanu in there.
Reeves. I should have said Keanu Reeves as well.
Yeah, and I even had another Keanu in my honorable mentions too. So
should have just
I'll
said
say
that.
Grown Ups is the only one that catches me off guard here.
dude, I've watched that movie 10,000 times. I mean, it's amazing.
I honestly,
It's
Ready
just
Player
okay.
One is the only one I would come at you on.
Love Ready Player One, man.
Okay, we can find
It's not about the book is better than the movie because the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that's why
Hey,
for me.
yeah.
Is 'cause the book
Listeners,
is way better.
Ben doesn't read.
Way
You know
better
this.
than the movie.
Ben does not read books.
Right, but if you've never read the book, Ready Player One as the movie it's a pretty good movie.
It's decent. I've seen it more than once.
Yeah,
Well,
Oh.
yeah,
But
yeah.
would
You know,
not,
hey,
I would not
hey,
even
Drew.
my top 100.
hey, Drew, Zelda's a decent game, but kind of shitty. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
I have empirical evidence to the contrary.
All right, moving on to TV shows. Probably, Travis, what do you got?
you don't talk that much about
TV
I
shows
don't.
was
either.
hard. It was a
really
really
don't.
hard one for me.
I went a generic kind of 90s 2000s one, and I went Friends. Might be in your top 10 somewhere. You talk about Nathan Fillion, so I put Castle on there. I don't know if that's the right one, but I kind of took the rock approach, but actually picked one this time. And then I just pulled one on my ass and said Dexter, because I know you've talked about Dexter before.
Rick?
Sports Center. Give me Sports Center for one.
That's a different Travis.
Damn, that
last
is a TV
time and
show.
it didn't
It's
work.
a show.
Rick.
It's a
It
show.
didn't work.
It is a TV show.
Damn it. My list just closed.
I did not have that.
Give me Seinfeld. I'm gonna throw Seinfeld out there. And then I don't actually think you watched this, but I'm gonna throw it out here. Give me The League.
John?
I also had Friends. I'm gonna go How I Met Your Mother
There you go.
and Parks and Rec.
Okay. Drew?
I went Friends as well. I'm also going to take Parks and Rec. and then I'm gonna go Angel.
Ooh, okay.
Strong TV show.
Interesting.
I was gonna go Buffy. What
Smallville in hindsight probably would have been a good one to throw out there.
No, I don't.
Not for you, Drew.
This is good. John, you're going to kick yourself on one of them. Travis, you got the only points. Kudos to the Castle pick.
Hell yeah.
John, whose line is anyway? Come on, man.
Oh my gosh, whose line? Oh, and Big Bang. Damn it. I was between Big Bang and How I Met Your Mother.
Big Bang is my number one favorite TV show of all time. I've literally watched it. I'm watching it right now as we are doing this.
So do I get 2 points for Castle in your point system?
2 points for Castle. Yeah.
So you want to talk about, tell the listeners what's
on? Oh, yeah,
there?
sorry. So top tier for me, Big Bang Theory, Jack Ryan, and Reacher. Fucking love those shows.
The new Reacher or the old Reacher?
No.
New Reacher.
The new Reacher, the TV show. Yeah.
Okay.
Family Guy. How did I not get? Okay.
Second tier, Castle, Blue Bloods, The Witcher, and then Whose Line Is It Anyway? Either the old or the new. They're both awesome. And then bottom tier, SWAT, Family Guy.
As well.
Good Morning Football. Rick, you were on the right track, but SportsCenter has too much stuff that I don't want. I just want to go straight to the NFL. So Good Morning Football on the NFL Network is I'm a junkie for that during NFL season.
Yeah, that should be a tip of the hand for sports coming up.
Shh. What are you talking about?
Oops.
All right, moving on. All right, so these are going to be the categories that are easier for you guys because you know me better in this area as opposed to my movies and TV shows. So
yeah, these are easier.
All right, bar tailgate games. Travis, what you got?
This one's pretty simple. Giant Jenga, cornhole, and beer pong.
All right, Rick, what you got?
Giant Jenga, beer pong, and can jam.
Ooh,
what you got?
I have cornhole, beer pong, and I have darts.
All right, Drew.
I went Giant Jenga, bocce ball.
Damn it, Drew.
And I don't know if this is true or not. I want to hope that it is, but bar shuffleboard, like the ones that are like inside the bar,
the handheld shuffleboard.
Yeah, the stand on the table, not like the cruise.
True. Kudos. All right.
I want to hope it's true.
It's on there, man. All right.
I forgot about that one.
Giant Jenga as the top tier, Washer Tosh, and Foosball.
Okay, I would like to push back on foosball being a bar or tailgate game.
Yeah,
it's a bar game.
Bar game I'll absolutely give. Yeah.
It's absolutely a bar game.
It's a bar game? It's in college dorm room.
It's in 0 bars.
So we're
there are multiple
I've
bars
never seen
where
foosball in a bar.
I have.
Dude,
I can take you
played
to
it
5.
in bars a lot.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave and Buster's
I'm taking that
count.
bet. I'm driving up. I want you to take me to 5 bars.
Yeah.
One of them, well, no, 2 of them are in Nashville, so we're gonna have to make a trip.
Nope, counts.
John Kudo. So second tier, ping pong, darts, shuffleboard. Nice call out, Drew. Third tier, can jam. Nice, Rick. Cornholes. Cornhole's fine, but it's not amazing. Pool, and then ladder ball. Bocce ball was an honorable mention. So was beer pong.
You took cornhole over bocce ball. Come on.
So for me,
well, he had to make room for foosball, Drew. So,
dude,
yeah, I would have put
that's going to be
foosball on
such
there,
an easy argument. I'm not even going to continue with it. It's in so many bars and restaurants. It's easy. But yeah, cornhole for me, bars and tailgate games. Like bocce ball I've played it at tailgates. I've played it in bars. Ormsby's has a great bocce ball court, but it's very difficult to play in those settings, and it's rare. It's a great game, but cornhole is just a lot easier. So, all right.
I forgot, by the way, as soon as the picture came up, I was like, oh my God, he's talked about how much he loves ring toss.
Yeah, washer toss. Yeah. Fucking love it. I built one from scratch. It's amazing. Top 10 sports. This could be watching or playing. Top 10 sports.
I've got 4 for this.
You only get 3.
I know. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to say football, but if I have to pick one, I'm going to say NFL, golf, and frisbee. Specifically, ultimate frisbee.
Okay.
That might be an older one. But...
yeah, NFL, basketball, and the way this has gone, give me water polo.
Jackass. But I like it,
I think you shot.
Wait, football, water polo, and what else?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball. Okay.
John? NBA specifically.
I literally have the exact same 3 as Travis.
Hell
Football, golf, and ultimate frisbee.
Nice. Drew?
I'm gonna go for disc golf, FSU football, specifically, and regular golf.
Well, look at you, Drew. You got all my top 3.
There you go.
Yeah, so football in general, I don't care. I'm gonna watch it. Golf and disc golf are my top 3 big time. Second tier, ultimate, kind of fallen a little bit, but still awesome. Curling.
Ooh, curling would have been a
I am a
good one.
curling junkie.
I
Like I
fucking
literally
love it.
track when it's on TV.
It's so much fun.
And then new love for hockey. You guys may not know this, but I went to my first hockey game a few months ago, and I fucking love it. Bottom tier, softball, pickleball, NASCAR, and soccer. Honorable mentions: tennis, bowling, basketball, and fuck baseball. It deserves to die. So
I actually had NASCAR as my 4th one.
nice. I love it.
Very interesting.
All right, last one. Hobbies.
Hobbies. I'm gonna say fantasy sports, but if I had to pick one, fantasy football. Movies. And again, I'm gonna go broad and say alcohol as my 3rd.
Rick?
I like that. Fantasy football, alcohol, and poker for me.
Nice. John?
Nice. Yeah. On a similar thread, fantasy football, I put drinking. So drinking.
So not alcohol, just drinking. It could be
Yeah,
water.
drinking,
It could be
water,
Coke.
milk, that all counts.
It's a wider spectrum. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
adult beverage. And this is where I have foosball.
Nice.
Okay. All right, Drew, round us out.
I'm gonna go cooking, and I put alcohol, but specifically like cocktailing. And I know it's a huge, broad subject.
No, I
and then
appreciate you narrowing it down.
being
I
a
was gonna say
wonderful
wine,
husband to your
but yeah.
wife.
Being a husband. I like it. Should probably.
I know it's not
I should
actually
probably
a
put that.
Not actually a hobby,
no.
but
No,
Yeah.
no, you shouldn't have.
No.
No,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have.
Yeah, don't let Lauren think that you view it as a hobby.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
So this is interesting. So Travis, I just kind of, how you built yours. There were 1 or 2 times where somebody would say something and you were like, okay, maybe that should have made the list. I'm borderline. So I actually didn't have fantasy football on here. It would have probably been a level 2 for me, but here's mine. So
Watching.
watching football,
Watching football.
hot tubbing,
Hot tubbing.
and cooking.
Hot tubbing is a hobby?
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
It's a
you-
fucking hobby.
The
Dude,
fact
Are
that you
you, like,
don't
going-
have fantasy football on
Wait,
here,
wait,
like,
wait.
you liar.
If you enjoy getting
I'm
into
gonna
the hot
give
tub,
fantasy football 2 points to everybody who said
Hold
it
on,
because
hold on,
it does
hold on.
belong on here.
I don't care about the points. I need to talk about hot tubbing. If
Right.
you if you are going and like trying out different hot tubs, I would give you hot tubs as a hobby, right?
Travis, I was
going
ready
and
for
sitting
this.
in a hot
How
tub,
many?
I get-
Travis,
Did
how
you
many
even
hours
get
a
in the
week-
hot tub at our New Year's trip?
Travis, how many hours a week do you spend playing with Legos?
Not that many.
It was at the top of your tier list, right?
Yeah, but it's a hobby. It's not about the time spent. It's about the depth of
Yeah, I would.
intrigue and interest and
Yeah, because that and by that meaning
Passion.
sleeping is a hobby because I spend so much
Right.
time doing it. I would think a
yeah.
hobby is something that requires some skill or some knowledge of the thing.
If you've ever had a hot tub, it requires skill, it requires knowledge, and I constantly am looking up how I can upgrade my hot tub, what I can do to make it better, what I can do to make my porch better. To
It's an
increase
appliance. It doesn't
Yeah.
require any more skill
Sorry.
or knowledge than
It
any
is
other
an
one.
activity. It is an activity.
so is showering.
It's like a shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you gotta
Like-
understand.
Until you have one that
The
you
glorified
get to use 4
shower.
to 5 times a week.
I'm
I'm
honestly I'm with Ben on this, having lived in a place where I had access to a hot tub.
I'm
It's
wouldn't
spending
call
like-
it a hobby.
5 hours.
It's like
a week in that
meditate.
hot
It's like
tub.
meditation. If you have access to it
Meditation.
constantly,
Would yoga be a hot tub? Or
I would
yoga
give
be a
you
hobby? Is
meditation.
yoga a hobby? Is
Yoga
a-
requires skill and knowledge.
That's also true.
Yoga has a specific thing that you're trying to accomplish out of it. You're trying to relax your body. You're trying to increase your feeling of pleasure and joy. Hot tubbing for me
Part of a religion.
has so much more than just sitting in a pool of water. It is a hobby for me. I look up things about different hot tubs. It is a hobby. Sorry, guys.
Have
And,
you
and
have you traveled to some other place to try a different hot tub?
Hot springs?
absolutely.
Like for the absolute purpose, not because they had a hot tub. Like, oh, I want because they have a hot tub. Like, no. I heard about XYZ hot tub. I need to go try it. You sought it out and went and tried it.
that's not the definition of a hobby. And
will
I know
say
it's
that
not, but that's the only way I can think
everyone's
hot tubbing
definition
would
of
be
a
a
hobby
hobby.
is different.
I have.
How dare you tell me what is a hobby to me and what's not?
Well, you just said that's not the definition of a hobby yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. There is no definition of a hobby. What
Then how
it
is
is
something not the definition of
different
a hobby?
to everybody. So Travis, perfect example. You had 3 sports teams when you did your hobbies.
Yep.
For me, a sports team is not a hobby. You know, it's just a sports team. Watching a sports team would be a hobby, or
It's
or
following the sport. I didn't say watching because I thought that was implied.
Right.
Like,
No, the
but
team
that's
is the
putting
hobby.
the verb in it to watch
No, yeah.
or
The
to
majority-
learn or to
putting time and effort
study.
into a hot tubbing is implied as a hobby for me.
There's no time and effort to put it. No.
Like you just
Yeah.
Okay, wait a second. I got Merriam-Webster, and this is in Ben's favor.
What do you collect though?
It
You
is
have to collect. That's not. That's
Every-
Merriam-Webster's
He
definition.
has
is
it on his list.
It's a pursuit outside of one's regular occupation engaged in especially for relaxation. That is Merriam-Webster's
Yoga,
definition.
Zen gardens, all that shit. Are those hobbies?
Anything
wanna
you do
know-
for relaxation.
Tell me that hobby that
I want to
that
know what
hot
Ben
tubbing is
collects.
not. Oh, Rick, how much time you got?
He does collect a lot of stuff. He's got
No,
I collect
believe
hats,
you. I just
I collect hats. I collect coins.
Pogs
I
and
collect pogs. I collect cards.
Crazy
I collect
Bones?
Stamps. still have my crazy
miss
bones collection.
Crazy
when you say
correct-
cards, do you mean like deck of cards?
He has good collections.
3 types. So Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and decks of cards. Now
okay.
I don't buy them anymore, but I have them all. Collect board games. I've got about 60. I collect yard games. I've got about 9. Dude, I collect.
All right, hold on. Okay, hold on.
in the grand scheme of him collecting things, that's fine.
You might say he collects collections.
I have over 100 hats.
Ooh.
If he
That's meta.
Rick, if he said collections and only threw out, I have 9 yard games, I would be on your side. But because of the
How many do you have?
no,
mean,
I have
that's-
about 8. But like,
That's
if
the
that
point.
was your only thing, Ben, that would have been
Right.
like, dude, WTF. But because of the broad catalog that you shared before that,
Yeah, you had more. Yeah,
it's fine. But I just in a
I think-
vacuum, 9 yard games would be really funny.
I can keep going.
no, you're good.
All right,
you're
so
good.
top tier again, watching football, hot tubbing, and cooking. Drew Kudos on the cooking.
was my
Mid tier, Legos, whiskey in general. I will accept alcohol. None of you said whiskey, so you don't get the bonus point, but I will accept alcohol as that. Playing disc golf and collecting, and then bottom is video games because it's a hobby. It's just not a big one. Playing golf and home improvements. It's actually a big hobby of mine for me to go around the house and make improvements to my house. So.
Yeah, actually, you know which one I didn't have that's not on your list either is puzzling. Putting puzzles together.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That'd be a good honorable mention. I love puzzling. I don't do it very often, but I do love it. It's definitely awesome.
Sure, that's what I thought the bottom left one was.
It's really close to the winner. So Rick got 11. John came in second with 16. Travis 18, 18.5 if you count the rock.
0.5. Give me my
Okay,
0.5,
fine.
damn it.
But Drew won with 19 points.
wow, Drew.
Yeah.
I did it.
If I had-
listener.
I'm looking at it right here, Ben. If I had switched cooking in for alcohol, I would have tied him. I'm so mad. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing now.
On that note.
On that note, John Timmers, do you want to talk about your brother's stream again one more time?
Yeah, just one more time. My brother just started a new Twitch channel. It can be found at twitch.tv/Dandarin_. And that's going to be spelled DANDARIN. He is a hashtag gamer dad. He will most of the time be featuring and showcasing gameplay of the game Last Epoch, EPOCH, while walking thousands of steps on his treadmill desk, and while spinning original and rare vinyl records. And he'll be offering a little commentary and banter on the gameplay simultaneously with his commentary and banter on the record you're currently listening to. Super cool Twitch channel. Super excited for him. And yeah, drop a follow if you have time. And also, you guys, thanks so much for having me. This has been super fun. I see why you guys do it.
You're
Glad you're
welcome
here.
back.
This is so
Yeah.
awesome. It was
Anytime,
super fun to
John.
write. Yeah,
It's
did.
fun to argue about randomness.
about things that basically
don't matter.
Don't matter at all.
Yeah.
How dare you?
They
all
do and don't.
But they matter
matters
the
more
most
to me than anything else.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I was as talented as your brother. That's insane what he does.
I mean, you can get a treadmill. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I can't spin a record.
You sure can.
Yeah. Well, he drops the needle and then plays the game. Yeah.
Okay.
And then every
You
45
could spin
minutes.
it. I didn't say you could spin it well. You could spin a record. And
I
play
should have
games.
said. I should have said well. Yeah,
There you
I'll
go.
take it.
Well, listeners, if you've made it this far, follow us on all the socials at @the_bar banter,
So
Twitter, YouTube, not Twitch. We don't have a Twitch. We do have a
Yet.
Twitch. I take that back. We do have a Twitch. I never use it, but we have a Twitch. We have a TikTok for now, unless that gets sold off or deleted. I don't know what's going on with that. And then like and subscribe to the podcast. And there's a link in the description where you can support the podcast, where we can use those funds to go try different hot tubs. And just remember this is our podcast, and you're just along for the ride.
Hell yeah.
Done. Where's this
Yeah, I
recording?
can't forget.